I love that there has been such an emphasis over the years on emotional intelligence, because we know that that accounts for such a significant part of the variance of success later on in life. And so as a parent, I'm always asking myself, how do I cultivate emotional intelligence in my children? And starting point is we have to have our own house in order. That doesn't mean that we have to be perfect parents, but if I could teach parents one thing, it would be this. Most of us as parents, when our children have an emotional difficulty that come up, most of us fall into one of two categories. We have those who or sometimes we do both. We shush our children down. So we go, if it's a younger child, we might say things like, stop crying, or I've had enough of you. Or if it's an older child, it might sound something like, don't be ridiculous, stop being silly, pull yourself together. What we're doing is we are teaching them that those emotions are really scary and overwhelming, and they never have the opportunity to learn to get comfortable with their own emotions, because if that's the response that I get, then what does that say about me? The other response that people have is to jump in and to try and fix it and to problem solve. And so for a young child, it might be, don't worry, I'll fix it for you. You can have the green bowl instead of the blue one. For a teenager, it gets a little bit more complex, but there are various ways that parents try to jump in and fix it. We want to make their discomfort go away. Why is that? Why do we tend to have these two responses? 9 times out of 10, and a really big key starts with us. And so if you remember nothing about parenting, but you get this one thing right, then you've probably won about 50% of the battle in raising emotionally intelligent children. And it is, get comfortable with the discomfort that you feel when your child is struggling. Get comfortable with your child's discomfort, because your child's difficult emotions are not an invitation for you to fix it and to cushion them. Your child's difficult emotions are in many ways an opportunity for them to learn resilience, for them to learn what to do, how to regulate. So don't jump in and fix it. Don't invalidate them. There's a very big difference between supporting a child and rescuing them. We don't want to rescue them, because when we rescue them and we make that discomfort go away and we take their challenges away, we also take away the opportunity to learn resilience. So what do you do instead? Really simple thing, once you've worked on getting comfortable with their discomfort, is just acknowledge it. Acknowledge the hardship, acknowledge the emotion that they're struggling with. When you do that, it sounds like such a simple thing, but they feel seen and they feel validated. And one of the very big fundamental keys to emotional processing is validating the emotion. And when we validate them, we're modeling something to them. We're teaching them to validate their own emotions. And in doing so, we're activating their own resilience.